What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about lighting, and I'm going to show you guys how to set up a really nice YouTube and interview set at a really friendly cost so your wallet's not crying when we're done with it. Let's get into it. If you haven't noticed by now, I absolutely love lighting. Too much of the time, people are investing in the cameras when they should be investing into lighting. We're looking at all this setup that I've got going on behind me. We're talking around $2,000 to $2,300 is everything lighting me when we start adding it all up. I'm not saying this to flex and show that I've got a lot of lighting. I just want to point out that lighting is so important that you should be investing into it. Well, today I'm going to show you guys how to set up a really nice YouTube setup, and we're talking at a quarter of the cost of everything that I've got going on here, and I would be more than happy rocking that for a very long time. If you guys are wanting to see a really budget, I'm talking like under $50, I will link it up here in the description below. I already did a video that is just like, I'm talking the bare minimum budget. We're gonna hop onto my other camera and I'm gonna walk you guys through this step by step on how I would set this up and the gear that we're talking about using. So we're talking about the Aputure 100D is what I got rocking right here. We're gonna be using this as our main key light. This isn't an unboxing of this Amaran 100D by Aputure. There's plenty of those for you guys to check out. So we're just gonna quickly open this, set it up, and then I'm gonna walk you guys through how I would set up a YouTube space and interview setup. We're just gonna call it a nice headshot. Basically is what I'm just gonna call it, because this could really work for anything. So I'm thinking back here is where we will set everything up. I got kind of just a plain background, piece of paper wall hanging. You of course can do this up against any background you want, but I'm just doing it up against here because it's just flat and it'll give us the most viewing angles and be able to see the difference these lights are doing. Sweet. Beast. Nice. That's your very intuitive unboxing by Joshua Haynes. Moving on. Now I'm going to be using C-stands to put these lights on. I will link some other options in the description below, because this light specifically, you don't really need a C-stand. You can just get away with, a cheap K-stand or something like that. That'll work just fine. But I'm just going to be using C-stands because this is what I got laying around here, but I will have some links in the description below for some of these other things. We could go with this light dome bowl that comes with it. It would be no extra cost and it's gonna save you some money. But I'm gonna be using actually the Aputure Light Dome Mini 2 because again, I have it. I will link some options in the description below, so maybe they're a little cheaper. This is the Aputure MC. This thing's about $100. It is a great little light, and it is RGB, and that's a big thing. That's what we wanna do to kick our background. The last light I'm using is the Aputure F7. This light does use MPFs, so I like that because you can buy a couple extra batteries and not have to worry about the recharge time. I do like the built-in rechargeable ones, but there's just something about having a couple extras that you can just swap in and swap out. I do gotta say, I am crazy impressed with this Aputure Amaran 100D. This thing is beastly. It's only $200. The build quality, of course, like a lot of people mentioned, it's not the same as, the Aputure 120D or the 300 or the 600D. It's meant to be a more budget line that's for creators. That being said, the quality is really good compared to a lot of the other lights that are on the market that you're getting at a budget cost. So this being from Aputure and still having great quality, it still, in my opinion, blows a lot of the budget ones out of the water. I also love this Sidus app that comes with this because you can mess with all your fixtures. Like I've got the light behind me right now. Let's say I want to change it to, I don't know, maybe a yellow, and boom, we've got a yellow behind me. This one I have not paired it with yet, but this one also, the Aputure 100D, does connect the same thing with the app. The only light in this setup that doesn't connect with it is the F7, but I can get by with that. Now, let me show you guys, if I zoom out here real quick, let me show you what I got going on. I've got the Aputure F7 sitting right up here, kicking some hair light, kind of just giving me a backfill. Behind me, we've got the Aputure MC, just doing some spill on the back there. And then right here, our main key light is the Aputure Amaran 100D with the Light Dome Mini 2, just giving our main key light. Again, now you could do some more things to this. You could move this around. You could do a top-down shot. You could even move a cheap dollar bounce or the 5-in-1 reflectors and set it right here and give yourself some nice fill because it's going to be bouncing that direction. But I just like a simple, nice, clean setup, 3-point right here. Bring up the intensity of that one right there, and I actually think that looks super solid. I love that you can go in here and change everything about this. Let's do a purple. That looks really good. And again, you don't have to have this paper background. It's just something I had. Ideally, it would look best if this was a wider paper background, but you could get away with a bed sheet or even just a flat wall, a gray flat wall or a white flat wall. Throwing that up will do wonders. If you are a creator and you're in the market for a key light, something that you're gonna be plugging in and leaving in your office, something that you can just come in, kick on, you're good. This light, I cannot not recommend this enough. This is the 100D. Now they do have a 200D and then they have the same thing, but two that are bicolor. I prefer, honestly, just the Ds. I like the daylight versions, especially if it's gonna be my key light, because I want it to give me the most output possible. And this is just the 100D. I don't even think I have that at full blast. I think that's at like 60%, going through a softbox with 2 sheets of diffusion and a grid. So we're cutting down a lot of the light, and this thing is still kicking strong. So as you guys can see, you do not need $2,300 to set up lighting to make your stuff look good. Of course, you can go above and beyond, and I always recommend building your lighting kit out, continuing to grow. But this is proof that for a quarter of the cost of that, I think with everything, we're talking maybe between $500 to $600. And I know a lot of you guys are thinking that's a lot of money, and it is. You are investing into your gear, you're investing into yourself, your channel, whatever it is you're investing into, but this kind of stuff is gonna last a long time. This clearly is not meant to be a replacement for the 120D, 300, and so on and so forth, because this doesn't have the build quality that those have. But a lot of my lights, aside from this one, I buy the ones that have the build quality because I'm taking them with me to freelance jobs and they're gonna take a beating. But these things for studio stuff, for creators, I cannot recommend this light enough. Well, there you go, guys. As you can see, lighting is so important. I will have a couple links in the description below for some other honorable mention lights that you could throw in there or change some of them out, as well as I'll have some lighting stands and some other accessories down there in the description below for you guys to check out. If you guys like this video, give me a thumbs up, drop a comment below, let me know, do you want to see more lighting tutorials? I've got a lot that I could teach on lighting. It's so much fun, and I love showing you guys more raw content like this where I'm just kind of walking you through it. If you guys are new here, subscribe, ring the bell. I'll see you guys next time. I'm the Iron Giant. Peace.